What is up, guys? We're back with another video, and today we're checking out this CPU cooler right here. This is the SAMA A60E, so let's go ahead and take a look. If you haven't heard of SAMA, they've actually been around for quite a long time, but they've been the OEM for a bunch of other brands, and now they're coming out with products under their own brand name, especially here in the United States. So you might have seen some of their products on Amazon. That's primarily where they're selling right now, but they're making a big push into the American market. Before we jump into the cooler itself, there are 4 different versions of this cooler. They're essentially the same, just aesthetically, they're a bit different. So this is the A60E, which essentially is the sort of standard version of the cooler. There's an A60W, which is all white, including the heatsink. There's an A60B, which is all black, including the heatsink. And then there's an A60L, which I guess L stands for light, which will come with 2 RGB fans. As we take a first look at the cooler here, it is a dual tower, dual fan cooler, so it is quite large. I'll go ahead and put the official dimensions up on the screen like I always do. Now, SAMA tells us this cooler can handle thermal loads up to 265 watts. Starting at the front of the cooler is our first fan, which is a 120 millimeter hydro bearing fan that will spin between 800 and 2200 RPM with a max airflow of 78 CFM and a max air pressure of 2.7. The fans on this cooler feature a guide ring where the actual blades of the fan are attached to an outer ring, which will enhance blade structure, reducing vibration and noise, and ensuring smoother and quieter performance. Looking at the cooler from the side, we can see the dual tower, dual fan design, with the second fan being mounted in the center of the cooler. Both of the fans are held into place by simple fan clips. At the top of the cooler, we can see that the 2 heatsink towers are capped off with these sort of gunmetal caps with the SAMA logo on them. They actually look quite good. As we come to the back of the cooler, we can get a better look at the design of the fin stacks and the heat sinks. SAMA is making use of a hybrid fin design that combines folded and interlocked fins for enhanced heat dissipation and structural stability. Coming up from the base of the cooler are 6 6mm thick nickel-plated copper heat pipes. These go up into each tower in a U fashion, which is pretty standard for dual tower coolers. Finally, as we take a look at the base of the cooler, it has a nice finish with minimal machining marks. When it comes to installation, we're going to be installing this cooler on an AMD X870 motherboard, so the following installation will be for all AM5 sockets. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove the AM5 mounting brackets that are on your motherboard. You will keep the backplate in place though. Next, go ahead and screw in the AMD spacing screws in the holes in the AM5 backplate. From there, install the AMD brackets. These need to be installed on the top and bottom of the socket and can only be installed that way. Remove the center fan from the cooler, apply the included thermal paste, and then place the cooler on top of your CPU, lining up the screws on the cooler with the pegs in the AMD brackets. Once lined up, use a screwdriver to secure the cooler. Finally, reinstall that middle fan and then connect the Y cable to the CPU fan header on your motherboard. Now, I did notice that the power cable on the center fan was a bit short, which did make it a bit difficult to connect to the Y connector once I had it reinstalled. With this cooler installed, you can see that we do have 100% memory clearance, but this cooler will cover your memory, so definitely keep that in mind. When it comes to testing, we're going to be testing both temperatures and noise levels. So here's a full breakdown of our test system. So earlier this year, we met with SAMA at Computex, and their entire thing was to bring out quality products at a very affordable price. And they've been doing that over the past year with cases and power supplies and coolers as well. And I think the A60E is definitely an example of that, right? This cooler is currently $59.99, which I think is a great deal for how much thermal load this can handle, how big of a cooler it is. We see so many, you know, dual tower, dual fan coolers out there that are incredibly expensive, like around $100. This, like I said, is $59.99. It's not gonna break the bank, and it definitely gets the job done. It's very easy to install as well. I would say you could definitely install this cooler with your motherboard mounted in your case, no problem. I didn't run into any issues with installation beyond the center fan. The power connector is just kind of short to go ahead and connect to the Y connector. You'll be able to do it. It's just a little annoying. I think that's the only thing I could really find wrong with this cooler. Good performance, it's not that loud, it's easy to install, and they have a couple different options too. So this is the A60E, there's an all white version, there's an all black version, and then there's a version with RGB lighting, and again, they're all priced relatively almost the same. So if you're looking for a solid air cooler that's not gonna break the bank, this is definitely it. Now, if you have any questions about this cooler, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below, and go ahead and check out our full written review over at thinkcomputers.org. Till next time, catch you guys later.